Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you happen to be watching. Welcome to the Six Bugle Podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Ruiz, and today I'm joined by the world famous Christie Hensler. Christie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? Not quite world famous yet, maybe.
Hey, you're on the internet, right? And that
Okay.
goes around the
Okay.
world.
Well, I
So
guess if you want to, yes. If we
I'll
want
give
to play words, yes. So,
I'll give you that acclimates there. So
okay.
good
Thank
to
you.
see you again. Man, we had some great conferences
We did.
last month in Ohio and in Wisconsin. Like Chris Robinson usually says, first time ever, right?
Yeah.
And they're excited about us coming back next year. So we're looking forward to that. We're currently in the planning stages. I think we're a little bit more advanced in Ohio. We've got some dates kind of penciled in right now. We have to confirm those, so we won't make that announcement just yet. But we'll make sure we'll make that announcement. And we have a committee that's working on bringing on some other special guests. And man, we are knocking it out of the park. I tell you, we're doing some great things and a lot of publicity, a lot of good feedback that are coming back, and everybody's happy and they love you, Christy. I gotta tell you, they really love what you bring to the conference and what you bring for them, and they're looking forward to see you again. So I hope you can schedule us in your very busy schedule and make
Yeah.
sure
My world famous schedule.
right, so you can pencil us in and make sure that you continue to bring your world class talent and information because we all know, like, and trust you. So thank you
No, I
for.
appreciate it. Those were great conferences. I felt like I said to Matt, even when I got home, like there was a lot of great energy there. The people, I felt like everybody in Ohio and Wisconsin was there to really grow and learn and get something out of it and get inspired. I just felt like there was great energy around it. And it was, I think everybody got a lot out of it.
And I tell you, word's getting around. I've been getting emails from other states. I've got an email the
Oh,
other
that's
day
awesome.
from Oregon,
Oh,
and
wow.
Minnesota is another one. They're saying, "Hey, we heard about this conference, and let us know, keep us updated." So I got them on our email list. So we're gonna keep keeping them informed, and I also let them know about this podcast so that they can watch us as we continue progressing through the year. And I also want to reinforce the Facebook page. We're getting a lot of
Yes.
activity there. So any documents that we have from any of these podcasts, I want to make sure we put them in that file so that people can go visit there. And we're going to be constantly updating that as well, making sure that we provide a consistent amount of energy and positive feedback, positive reinforcement to keep you energized, to keep you going, and to let you know that you are on our minds, and we want to make sure that you have continued success, and we're here to help you in any way we can.
Yes, for sure. We're gonna keep this going through the year, through the months. So you keep, it's easy to go to a conference and get inspired, and then you go home and you go or go back to your normal life, and then you kind of just leave everything sit on the shelf. And then
Right.
you get uninspired, and then you go to the next conference and get inspired. So it's better if we can kind of keep that inspiration going.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said at the conference, if you'd like to be on our podcast as a special guest, we'd love to have you.
Yes.
We appreciate your experience and your knowledge, and we want to share that. And we're also reaching out to fire chiefs throughout the country. We recently had John Soyson, who tragically had two strokes and had to end his career. Very talented individual and very passionate, and he had to end his career abruptly because of that. And he tells a story from our last podcast. So hopefully he'll be able to join us at our next conference because he's got a great story and great inspiration for you to share with your chiefs. And then when we posted it on the Facebook page or on the podcast there, Christy, I had some feedback from some of the viewers and said, I shared this with my chief. I wanted him to know that
That's great.
take care of himself. So those are some,
Yes.
that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that you're a valuable asset to the organization, and more importantly,
Mhm.
an added plus to your chief. So
Yes.
That being said, what do you want to talk about today, Christy?
So I've talked to a few of you. Thanks for reaching out to me. I always appreciate hearing from you about kind of some of you had questions around like, how do I self-coach myself or what do I do, next? And I just kind of wanted to give you a tool that I've used with my clients. I've used in my own life. I had a coach that used this with me several years ago. And so I kind of adopted it and put it into my framework. But some of you may have heard of the life wheel. And if you have my book, the life wheel is in there, but I'll have give Rudy this PDF with it, a bigger version of it on there. But the life wheel is basically there's like 9 areas of your life. I'm looking at partner and love, personal growth, money and finance, career and work, health and fitness, fun and recreation. There's all these different areas of our life. And sometimes it can be overwhelming to feel like, oh my gosh, I need to fix my health, I need to fix my marriage, and I need to get better in my career, and I need to go to church, and I need to do all this stuff. And you don't know where to focus. And so the starting point is to really take the life wheel and evaluate yourself. And so the wheel has the spokes on it and it has from 1 to 10 on it. And so the best thing to do first is go through each area and just rate yourself on where you feel that you're at in that area of your life. So let's just take health and fitness for an example. Maybe you feel like you're a 4 in health and fitness, but maybe you feel like your family and friends life is a 9. And so you go through the different areas and rate them. And then you can kind of see where your drop off is when you rate them around the wheel. You can kind of see where your weak points are. And then decide, I would only pick 1 or 2 areas that you want to focus on now because it's too overwhelming for anybody, myself included, to try to focus on everything at one time. And just decide, okay, my health and fitness is a 4 right now, and I really need to focus on this. So I want to get this up to an 8 or a 10 or whatever and then take the next step because this is where this helps you set goals and and habits and know what you're supposed to work on. And then you can ask yourself, okay, what would it take for me to feel like I took my health and fitness from a 4 to an 8? Because that looks different for every person. For some of you, it's I need to get 8 hours of sleep a night and I need to start drinking more water. For some of you, it's like I need to move my body. Some of you are already fit, but you want to take it to the next level. It just depends on what your personal situation is. So take that area and go, okay, I'm a 4 in health and fitness. I want to get to an 8. This is what an 8 looks like for me. It looks like, and outline it. It looks like I sleep from this time to this time. This is how I feel. Like let yourself kind of tap into that vision. This is what an 8 in my health and fitness looks like. And then you can work backwards to set the goals to get yourself there. So it's a very simple tool, but it's great to kind of just help you identify which area or 2 do I really need to focus on right now in my life, and then where do I see myself? Where am I now? Where do I want to be? And then how do I get there?
Got
Have you
it.
ever did the life wheel already or worked with this at all?
Yeah, something similar to that. And
Okay.
in one particular case, I remember years ago, I felt like, and I forget what topic it was, but just like what you were saying, I'm a 2 on this one. I'm going to need a lot. I spent a lot of
Hmm.
work on this. So what I did was I kind of reversed engineered it, and I said, why don't I work on my 6 and try to get it to
Hmm.
an 8? It is less details to it, less activity to it, so that I could feel a sense of accomplishment.
Yes.
I can get from
Hmm.
6 to 8 a lot quicker than a 2 from an 8 to an 8. So what I did was I did it that way, and I felt, okay, I got some momentum now. Now let me try something else. And I kind of
Good.
backwards that way. Does that work too?
Yeah, I think so. I think it depends on the person. So you understood yourself enough to know I need to feel like I have some forward momentum. So
Right.
definitely to do that where somebody else could be like they just know like this is an area I need to work on right now. It's really low, but I've got to start focusing on my, marriage or my
Right.
health and regardless of how low it is. And that's why I said don't try to go from a 2 to a 10 because then that is you start to feel like it's just like okay my marriage is a 2 right now, what can I get it to feel like at a 5,
Right.
and just to feel like you have that forward progress. But yeah, I think working on something you're already feeling a little strong in and making it better can give you the confidence and give you the capacity to then work on the lower areas. So I think you could do it either way.
Yeah, and it's good to just jot everything down because otherwise you're just thinking about everything that you have to do, and then it just becomes overwhelming. Then you don't do anything because there's just too much to do. So I like that wheel idea so that you can identify where your areas are and what you need to work on and what you'd like to work on. to make your life better. Because, like you said, if you work on your health spoke, it's going to make you more energetic to work on some of the other spokes, right?
Correct.
And
Yes.
so that if you look at it that way, you're looking at the whole wheel. So now you're looking at, okay, if I do this, it's going to help me get there to do that, right?
Right.
And so that might be a good way to kind of look at your life as a whole and
Mhm.
ultimately become a better person. But it's all about you. It's all about what you would like to do.
Yes.
All about what you think you need to work on, and that's how we grow, right? That's how we're constantly learning. We're constantly doing things to improve ourselves, so that ultimately we can help the lives of others, people of our family, our spouses, our children, and the people we work with, right? So
Yes.
no, I like that, and I'm gonna have to um, redo this whole thing because it's been a while since I've done it, and I know I could use a lot of help and a
We
lot of
all
feedback.
can.
Yeah,
And
and
And I think one note too is if you feel like you're stuck or need that accountability, do this with somebody.
yeah,
You don't, I mean, I'm all about, if you want to hire a coach. But if you don't want to, get a coworker or family member or your best friend and let them do their life wheel and then talk about it and then keep each other accountable. You don't have to be working on the same area, but you
sure,
can kind of be, once a week, hey, 30 minutes, let's have a conversation about where you're at with your life wheel,
absolutely.
and do it that way and bring it. You can bring somebody else in and ask each other questions.
Yeah. And use our Facebook page. We have a
Yes.
lot of, it's a safe place, and everybody that's in there has been vetted through us. So it's not just any random person can join. You have to be a part of our group. And you all heard the same message. You all understand, what we're trying to accomplish here. So, feel free to reach out. And like you said, Christy, everybody that joins us at the conference, they do connect with one another. They do make long time friendships that they may never had if it hadn't been for our conferences. And they can lean on each other, right? And help
Yes.
each other out. And then together collectively, you can say, we both we both need help on this. We both are struggling on finding the answer to this. Can you help us out? And that's where we're
Right.
always willing to provide some guidance because we're growing too.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. If you're like, hey, I need a partner for this life will, or if you have questions or you want, yeah, feel free to put that stuff in the Facebook group.
Yep, yep, sounds
So,
good. Okay, so we'll make sure that we have this Life Wheel PDF in the Facebook
yes.
page. So if you're looking for that, be sure to have it. We'll be sure to have it there. And if there's any comments or questions you have, feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you out, and we can kind of grow from there because that's what we're here for. We're here for your growth, and we're here for you to be a healthy, happy person, so that we can always be available to help others. Any final thoughts, Christy?
I don't think so. I think just, growth is a continual process. So we're always working on something. And I think you're either growing or you're dying. You don't stay.
Right,
People think they can just stay where they're at and you can't. And
right,
so do something. It doesn't just do something small. And I mean, my last final comment would be if you're somebody that's in a place of complete overwhelm, I get that. I've been there myself many times. Ask yourself the question, where can I proceed next without hesitation? And whatever comes to your mind, this is the one thing I can do without having to figure it out. Just do the next right thing. And don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed by, "Oh, what do I want to do over the next 10 years? Or what do I need to, all this stuff. Just where can I proceed without hesitation and then go take action?
right. And when you do take action, you'll ultimately have success. It's almost
Yes.
automatic. And when you have success, you find happiness. And when you're
Right.
happy, you're going to be a healthy person. John Maxwell always says, change is inevitable, but growth is optional. And
Yes.
we want to make sure you grow in a healthy, happy way. And we're here to help you in any way we possibly can.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Christy, for that very
You're welcome.
insightful message. And I know we'll get a lot of responses to that. And again, if you have any questions for us, feel free to reach out to us. If you want to be a guest on our podcast, let us know, and we'll be happy to accommodate you. You can talk about just about anything, not anything bad about your bosses, right? Uh,
We can
uh,
edit it. No, I was
right.
kidding. Just
But
kidding.
we've gotten a lot of positive feedback, and what we did in Wisconsin was we had Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky on, and he in the middle of his discussion he said, "What do you want the chiefs to know? What do you want us to know?" And they were very forward thinking, and they made a huge
Good.
list. And we created a report on that. And I'm going to reach out to Fire Rescue One magazine to see if they'd be interested in publishing that, because it was a very insightful. We even had one attendee say that she shared it with her chief. He absolutely loved it. He shared it with all of his officers, who eventually got to their city manager. City manager said, I need to use this for everybody on our on the city employee roster. So it's growing, and
Yes.
this is a product that they created, right? All I did was put
Hmm.
it together in a nice, neat package, and it's already getting out there. So you already making an impact, and that's what this is all about. We want to make an
Yes.
for people to have a better, happier life, and also to reinforce the value of being a part of the fire service, so that we can ultimately serve our communities better. So thank you all for that, and thank you, Christy, for today's message. I certainly do enjoy talking to you and always having a good conversation with you, because I know you're always going to deliver a wonderful message. So
Thank you.
you bet. All right. Good. Have a good day, everyone, and we'll see you next time.
See you soon.